Hi, this is LatN. Hope everyone is staying safe, and we're back with Software Inc.'s Beta 1 Play and Learn series. Today we're going to be looking at our net worth, our rankings, research, benefits, new teams, new offices, expansions. We'll get into it after the intro. Oh look, we're in debt. 1994, we're in debt. We'll take care of that right away. Bonds. No wonder. But they were looking at something they shouldn't have. We're going to withdraw 10 because we don't know what's going on. Why know what's going on? Something printed that wasn't supposed to. Bankruptcy, 24 hours. So what about choices? You got 7.395 available in stocks. 180 million available in bonds. And 1 million available in loans. So let's start there. It says 180, but let's show 184 available in bonds, but that's okay. 7 mil available in stocks. 2 mil invested in plots for a total of 199 million. That's where we stand, folks. What a way to start a day. I knew it was going to be a bad day when I turned it on and it was raining. Okay, since we have the formalities of where we are, let's go see where we're ranking. Oh, look, we're ranked number 2. Lisa LLC is number 1 with 199 million net worth. Isn't that what we are? Okay, so after today, we will be number 1. We just gotta catch up to like maybe 3 million fans or 300,000 fans. Okay, they have 104 products in the market. We have 14. They have 0 patents in the market. We have none. They're listed 100%. We are 66.7. Oh no, they're also in our pockets. We own a whole 6 shares of them. Okay, we're going to see where Lisa LLC is going to go. Or Lisa. I keep saying Lisa. Liz LLC. Okay, moving on. Research and audio. Research, system, and audio. Another company has finished researching system and audio before you could patent it. That takes care of that. Still working on a few patents and a few research over here. We're still working on research for the 94. Everything else is in patent mode, which is a good thing. So when we turn over into December, we only have 1 research that's still outstanding for 94. Everything else will be up to date. So, chasing patents for 94 and 93. The 92 patents. Chasing a 90. Where's it taking? Quarter to 95. I don't know. Let's go look at our research then. Select both teams. We are researching. We have 12 researchers to the end. What's required is 12. So we're right there. Maybe we ought to get number 2. Okay, in reference to research, we might have covered this before, but I have to say it one more time because of something that has changed. We're doing research. We're coming in 7 a.m. to 12 and 4 p.m. to 9 p.m. We're researching for 5 hours under the crunch since inception. Since these teams started, they've been crunching each and every day, and that has been working. The only difference is Law PM and Law AM have been removed from all docs. When I say docs, I'm talking about PM docs. They are no longer doing secondary. I have no idea what possessed me to put them on a secondary task when they're only working 5 hours a day in crunch. My psychiatrist doesn't know either. Okay, moving on down the line. Benefits. Let's touch on benefits because it is the end of the year and we have never touched on benefits before. And benefits is right here under HR, the big dollar sign with the plus button. That plus button means you're supposed to be giving your employees something. So we're doing $160 a month for pension, $20 mil for insurance at death, $10 mil for hospitalization, which is health insurance. Minimum raise were at $96 a year. Severance pays were at 25% termination. This is new. Never done severance before. Vacations is basically 1 month. Paid vacations is 100%. Free food, yes. Christmas bonus was no longer being applied to employees as of this year. We're going to get a company car. So it's $4,000 per employee for a new car. And it's going to be a silver car. We selected the company car number here. And night shift is still getting 10% an hour. Plus 10% an hour. That's where you select your company car. We selected silver. We should see some silver cars pulling into the driveways, the parking. In fact, look at this. Move over. Nothing but silver cars. Somebody's got a yellow Lamborghini over there. Probably one of the founders. The guys with the money. Some inventory broke and needs maintenance. Those are 2 items in the new building and I have maintenance on it. So, expansions. Let's go back to here. We have 2 new teams. ART-3 is our new team, and the reason I started the ART-3 team was because they had too many tasks. You have to look at tasks. You always have to look at tasks. And we'll review tasks in a minute. ART-3, here's what I did. I found 2 low salary employees with 2 stars in 2D and in 3D. I couldn't find an audio guy. So what I did was I found a leader at audio. And in order for that leader to be working, you have to make sure that you assign them main role, art. Secondary was not going to work too well. He's a leader, he's doing art, audio art, until we find another artist, low salary, with audio. And I will continue to look, and once I find them, so we had to accommodate them. So in order to accommodate them, let's go to build mode. Further look at this in build mode, gives me more light. We've expanded to 8 in the room offices for the art team. And if we turn on room labels, Art 1, leader, Art 1, Art 2, Art 2 leader, Art 3, Art 3 leaders. In fact, they didn't make this one. Oh, yes, they have a little conference area here where you can sit. Only go for 3, but that's basically what we have in these teams, 3 in each. The leaders, and they have a little area. So, those are the new art team. And it says art door. And the leaders, supposed to say lead on the doors, but that's leader there. That's leader there. That's leader there. Okay. So that's our art area. We move down one. We're in the front of the building. We have a new team, expansion. What I did for expansions, if we go to the team, employees, I Got 1, 2, 3 people from core team that had 2 roles, minimum of 2 roles, and more than one. We have Axel here, who has design, program, and art. And we have Carmen Cannon, who has design and program. And if you look at Carmen, she's pretty good here in reference to. In fact, she has skills in art too. We could give her skills in art. We could give her art. I'm going to give her art as a secondary, and then I'm going to send her to education for art. She's asking for it. Why not? So, why an expansion team? Because we were questioning the fact that we didn't have expansions in the PM doc, and that's because we do have expansions here. Same way you do port and print, you could do expansions. You could do updates and everything else here, but updates and marketing and all that is done within the PM. So expansion packs are not done within the PM. So we started with Oceans. They released in September of '93. We started with them. We're going to see how we do with them. Expansion DLC. If we look at it, they require 1 designer, we have 2. They require 1 programmer, we have 2. They require 2 artists. And we only had 1 artist, which was a founder. So we went out and got another low salary artist with 2 stars in 3D. They're not easy to find. This guy's a fast learner. So he should be up to date in no time. So we're finding out, and also in the last team that I put together, which was the last team I put together, let me go look. Okay, here we go, Dev 01B. We needed a Dev 01B, so what I did was, you're gonna see this, these 1, 2, 3 have 4 years with us. These 4 guys came from a debug team. We're hiring low salary personnel for the debug team with 2 stars in system. These guys have managed to get up to, 1 has 3 stars in system, 1 has 3 stars in 2D, 3 of them have 2 stars in audio, and 3 of them have 2 stars in system, and 2 of them have 2 stars in 2D. So that's what we did. We went from internally within the company, everybody who has, I believe I went with a skill level of above 40. Yeah, it did go above 40. Anybody above 40. And if you look at who we're hiring, skill levels, we have hires that we hired off have similar or lower skill levels. So that's how I created that team. So we're going to look to the debug team. So we hired new low salaries to fill in these 3 guys. In scenario, everybody, whoever has 2 stars, or I try to go for, like I said before, fast learners for a low salary team. 1, 2, 3. 3 that came out of the debug team, and the other 4 were new hires. That's why they show 0 here. Just did that. And of course, you got to get a new leader for them. So that's a new leader. So this is Devo 1B team, and that was because we needed to assign them. So these guys were in alpha and these guys were in beta. And we also assigned Oceans. Did we just assign Oceans? If you ever want to have a question about that, you could just go here. October 94, we just assigned them. So that's how we handled that. So now we're doing recruiting from within first for new teams. In order to do that, we got to keep up with education. Oh, I'm thinking, why are these guys not being educated by the managers in this? It is a leader, so that makes sense there. But anybody else who's not a leader, we got to find out why not. And this is your leader also. So we're funded. We're funding education in our budget. And all these leaders, maybe not all of them, any leader who has 3 stars in HR should be handling hiring for their team. And if they're not, you got to look at funding. Are you funding for it? And this just happens to be Sophia wants to get educated in what? In design. So let's go network. Get her up to date with network. I should have looked at what she was working at first. So we covered the art team, we covered the expansions, new team offices. The DLC for Oceans is into the 4th iteration. So that's ready to go soon. Development. And now I should let that go to development. I'm gonna let it go because that should be. Enhanced store is at 71% code, 100% art. We should be able to do a review on that. We haven't done a review in a while. But look at this review. And then we're going to be looking at our releases. What do we have releasing and when? As soon as I get this review and everybody's headed home. What happened? Hey, you're leaving? 9. 9 is good. 9 is good. 9.8 is what I want, but 9 is good. And this has never been iterated. And I should have done that a while back. I forgot that these things should be iterated. Even though, so let's go look at our releases. Whoa. We have January 96 release. It was July 95 release. That just changed. That was a 90. I had it in my notes that that's going to release in 5. January. This December 96, also going to release in 5. Guarantee. I think office finally have a date. Means they have nothing to do. Oh no, they do. Started OS2 operating system. So that's working. 6 out of 6. 19 out of 7 programmers. Whoa, that is a problem. 19 out of 7. I never took this into account. An OS and an Office require a completely different team dynamic when it comes to development. They only require 7 out of 19. What am I going to do with 19? They got 12 people. Change team. I'm going to have to create a new team. Why a new team? Because I want to keep those guys in the same team. I want to be able to bring them back into the team. Assign OS and OS2 when needed. That's an idea. Let me see something. If I look at these guys, they are 5, 5, 2, 5. So I shouldn't take the low level guys. Okay, here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna switch these guys up. Here's what I did. I put 7 people, or 7 lowest. I took DevOS. We had 20. I took 7 of the lower skill percentages and put them into DevOS B. And we got to prepare an office for them. We got to go hire a leader for them. They're 187.7. And we also have to, in the doc, assign DevOS B. And what was the ART-2? DevOS B and ART-2 are going to be assigned there. And that should basically fill this in. That's 6 out of 6. And this is 12 out of 7. We're going to have to flip that for now. We have to flip this for now. I'm going to have to make this OSB. And I'm going to have to make this OS. So this is 7 out of 7. You see how I did that? Artists require 6. We require 6 artists for office. 3 out of 6. So I'm going to be ART-3 to that also. Remember, this can never be less. Artists should never be less. This should never be less either, but artists should never be less. It could be more, but it can't be less. So that takes care of that. And secondary team should be Dev OSB going forward. But for now, we're going to put Dev OS in here. And what was it, ART-2? We'll put that there for now. We got to make sure we keep track of this. Because it should be the other way around. If the OS was first and then the office was second. No, it was OS first, but OS cleaned up and is gone, so it's office now. So the only thing we have left to do is for this Dev OS team, Dev OSB. If we look at teams, they're coming up as 187.7, which means they need a lead. And program. And ART-1, no. Dev OSB. Case of socialization, yes, and yes. And the first guy, nope. Second. 2. That we don't want. And the fourth one is the boom. What hour of the day is it? 12 a.m. We're going to do this higher at the end of the day. I need somebody with be able to hold meetings, especially when if it was the other team way around where we didn't need the development team, and like right now, we don't need the development team of OS because the OS is basically in design mode. The OS is in design mode, so that development team is not needed. If it was that case, I would basically hire them, put as an active, and I want to be able to hold meetings. That's going to be our first OS. I want it to be correct. So we're going to move into tomorrow to hire that. Another company had finished research in 2D before you could patent it. So we lost another one. Okay, so Neptunian says RPG. Neptunius is invaded and it's released in July 95. Said that it's gonna release. The one that's gonna this one is December 96. No, January 96 is the one I'm concerned about. That's gonna release in December. November, December, guaranteed. Got games RPG releasing in 95. Okay, so this is Neptunians. Let me just double check these. We're going 8 out of 8, 7 out of 7, 4 out of 4. Okay, the only thing else is here, we're looking at dev hardware. They don't have no secondary teams yet. The first thing we're going to assign to here is phone. Once phone gets into alpha, then we'll assign the console operating system as games. So that's coming up. And the only thing we're concerned about right now is reviewing this. And we're sitting on 32.9. Look, see where we are with hardware. This is a 53. So when it gets higher than, we got to knock it down. And this keeps coming up, but it's getting higher than, so we're going to knock it down. If we got to raise it again, we will. Let's printing covered. Okay, DLC expansion is about to go into development. That should happen. Accept all and close. Yes. And we covered employee benefits, so we should be. So the big thing was that we identified that expansions are managed outside of the PM process. Well, you all probably knew that already, right? And that is actually a question. Responses in the comments, please. Or is it pretty please? That's another question, huh? Responses in the comments. Should we move forward July 95 and get at least one release out of here? Let's first and foremost move into December. Get through December. Get the game DLC into development. Yes, has store iteration. Let's see how this does. This and 43 development. That's done, which means we have to do marketing. Art is at 100. And art is at 5. Wasn't art at 100? And okay, hash store. Did we read hash store already? Okay, we ran out of stack for 4 items here. Empires. Order copies. Fine. What's the next one? NFL. How many do they need? Oh, it's 12 a.m. in the morning. That's fine. These things that should be on the helipad. I'm not going to order any more copies. They get it when they get it. See, as soon as that should be coming out for the helipad over there. See? There they go. Pick up. NFL stars is still. Stars. Wait up. Wait up. Hold up. NFL stars. We never printed these. When did the NFL stars go? I missed another one? In October of 94. Oh my God. All this time. And I don't believe this thing never printed. I never printed this thing. No, I didn't. What else haven't I printed? Empires? We ended in October. And we never printed. Did we ever port these? I'm too concerned with everything else. Start printing. Or did I change price? Okay, this is what I was looking for. We just gotta get that. So this is 50. Take that down to 30. Okay, I think we're up to date with all the ports. Can I get these ports? There with all the ports. Okay, all the portings have been done. I pushed them up to 10. I'm gonna see who has nothing to do. Okay, task teams. Nothing. DevOS, Dev Hardware, Dev 03, Dev 02. Nobody in the team. So DevOS, starting with the new DevOS. These OS, these guys will knock this out right away. DevOS, Dev Hardware. But these other guys are finishing up, so I'm not concerned with them. Just the ones that I just placed here now. All right. And the guys go Dev 03 and Dev 02B. And those development teams should knock these out right away. We're in January, so guess what we have to do? Researching 2D 1994. Everything else has version in patents. We lost the patent.
Either way, hardware.
We covered this in the last video, why this is so important. None of these two up on the end. What is reassigned to this as only one artist team? Many artists are required for details. Two. For the art behind. Art. Okay, Dev OSB. Okay, they don't have a leader. Dev OSB does not have a leader, right? Let me right. We were gonna get him a leader after the next day. Remember? You remember? You remember? You don't remember? You don't remember? Somebody had 3 stars in OS. We got 3 stars in OS now. So guess who's just got a leader? In the comments, guess who guess? You're gonna think this guy's really whoa. Good education, you'll find it. The row. To the lead. Program secretary. And I only make them program primary if I got to run down a programmer. Other than that, they go secondary. That way they don't get counted. They could concentrate on being the lead. Okay, we have a lot of PM hardware. Those are going to be 0. I don't know what else to have these guys do. I think I have assigned secondary roles to them in the past. They were designer. You could do design tasks, Terry. So are we number 1 now? We should be, right? No, Lisa's still 404. Wow. Was she that high before? Or is it me? She just shot up there. I have to look at the video, and I will look at the video, and I will let you know. But I don't think they were that high before. We were catching them. There was 199 million before. What did they do? What did they release? Details. I am interested. What did you just release into the market that made you so much money? Has to be an OS. An outstanding visionary OS. G unit. Console. In April. And it made you 28 million in profit. And then you have 54 million in profit. In November, and it had 142 million in profit. You have want to know one thing. Games. So let's do a search for games. You're number 1 on the board. What's your highest grossing game? Can you beat? Yeah. We beat them. Beat them. We got 152, right? For Martians. We beat them. Let's select this one. Let's go see. 209,000 for a trade. 209,000 for an IP. They want to sell it. I wanted to see if they wanted to sell it, and they want to sell it for 209,000. I'll buy for 209,000 if it made you $98 million. And has no sequels. That's a deal. Wow. And they had no marketing. Can you imagine? Mafia Beans. Maybe we could do a Mafia Beans Returns. Could I do it? They have several different Mafia Beans, but they don't do sequels. They don't chase that royalties. They're just in the business of making games, I guess. Wow. What was that? That was just a great. That was back in 82. It's too far back. Nobody's going to remember that game. If it was maybe 1 or 2 years back, Renfield Fortress, what do you want for this? 45 million. 45 million. 45 million. Okay. This one is so old. Whoa. That one is so old that they've set it for 209,000. Nobody wants to see that anymore. Cheap. What's to say? You come in close like in SpongeBob, and you could tell the real difference. It looks like in July, we have one release. Okay, Gamer DLC, March 1995 expansion pack. This thing is going out tomorrow. Why? Because when I released it from development to promote, it said no bugs to fix. So I immediately released the marketing, did a press build, and we're hyping it. So let's go into tomorrow. Oh, and I printed 5,000 because I'm really sure they're going to sell. I'm inventory broke and needs maintenance. I'm not even going to think about it. I'm going to call maintenance. The 2 guys in here, apparently the people we hired are not working correctly. I said we're moving into March. Come on, guys. Product has run out of stock. Let me guess. Architect 2. Photocopies. 38,000. Worry about it. 8 o'clock. We said our new release time is 8 a.m., right? We said that last time, and we hit 8 a.m. this time. I closed. Oh, did I jump the gun? He probably slows it down. No, all I did was hit that button. That is all I did. Stop making things up. Okay. Astor. Release the house. We have an unreleased press release. What? I don't want to release that press release. The half-written press release. That's really going to help. Okay, can we release now? Knock it out of the park. 5. 5. You know, that would have been perfect if that hit that other star, right? You guys know that. That would have been perfect if that hit that other star. And I'm going to say yes to everything. Except this, maybe. I think when I selected the marketing team, I forgot to do this. I remember it's the last thing you did. And that shouldn't be marketing 1. It should be marketing 2. Yeah, I know that. 5,712. We have 5,000 in stock, so they want an additional 5,712. So I was close. Halfway, right? Okay. We'll see how that does. Add-ons. Game of DLC, adventure, games, expansion, outstanding. But of course, we did it manually. $18. Let's see how that's. Oh, it cost me 50 expensive of 50,000. That's what the question make that. We should be doing an expansion every 6. Well, let's see how much we make, not how much we pay for it. Hey, look, we got a deal. I haven't seen a deal in a while. And oh yeah, I got to make sure that we have. Got a print deal? Oh yeah, whatever it is. We got to make sure that hosting is on. I didn't check that before. I checked that before, but it is on. How many? They could do it all. Yeah, I could sit here and do this all day, but let's go look at that release. Okay, we got a 5 out of 5, a 4 out of 5, and a 5 out of 5. We know that. Re-release for Gamer DLC. Looks amazing and it boasts and does decent features. Doesn't look that great. See, I knew that half-written press release was going to hurt us. I just knew it was. And I'm going to have to bite the bullet and get these guys trained. I don't know why. I funded for them. Why? They have one star. Let them get the second one. Oh, wait. Oh, we got a patent for hardware. Money maker. What's that patent all the way down there? It's up here. Bidding on $19 million. Get rid of $16 million of that and put it in a mattress or something. Okay, folks. You got one release. We run out of time. July will do the next one, and then the next one, then the next. And these get a few. So I said that January 1996, the release in 95. Remember I said that? Somebody wrote that down, right? We're going to leave it there, folks. If you have gotten this far in the video, I appreciate you for watching. Thank you for the likes. Thank you for the shares. Please like, share, and subscribe for more videos, as it does help me and the channel to keep growing. A special thanks to all my subscribers. I do appreciate you. Stay safe. Keep those around you safe. LatN out.